Tice, who is the co-chair of Leave Means Leave. Thanks very much for joining us, Mr. Tice. I guess you heard Justin King there making the case, you know, on behalf of other businessmen as well, that we're now in a situation where, you know, he wants to head almost inevitably to a second referendum. I mean, he's got a point, hasn't he? Things have changed pretty dramatically.
No, he doesn't have any point at all. It's quite extraordinary to hear senior business figures who've been complaining about the need for certainty over the last 2 years. The only thing that has ever been certain is that we're leaving on the 29th of March. The base case has always been a world trade Brexit, and that's what good, well-run businesses should have been preparing for. And, you know, there's a huge opportunity if we leave without the terrible deal that the Prime Minister put forward that quite rightly has been rejected. We can save £39 billion, we can do trade deals, we can take back control faster, sooner, and we can give much more certainty to business that the multinational businesses and the lobby groups have been asking for. Right. Why do they want to increase the uncertainty by having a second referendum? Right,
so you don't want a second referendum. I mean, are you concerned at all that Theresa May, with all this compromise and working across Parliament, will head towards a softer Brexit? You've got groups of Tory MPs working with groups of Labour MPs, you know, to bring about some sort of deal revolving around the customs union or EFTA. If she's serious about working with the House, that could be the way she goes.
It's extraordinary. She spent the last 2 years, since her good Lancaster House speech in January 17, saying no deal is better than a bad deal. And the House of Commons twice, when it served Article 50 and when it passed the Withdrawal Act last summer, they accepted that. And they said that we will leave with or without a deal. And now they're all panicking, saying we have to have any deal, which is better than no deal. Of course it's not. Anybody in business, smart business people know, no deal is always better than a bad deal. And if you're not prepared to walk away, you will end up with the worst of all worlds, a terrible deal.
Well, I mean, you could, I suppose, end up with the worst of all worlds. I mean, no deal is only, seems to me, on the table in name only. You know, there's a lot of opposition to that. Many people in the Commons won't let that happen.
There's not a lot of opposition in the country, I tell you.
No, well, but in the Commons, I'm talking about, they might not let that happen. And if that doesn't happen, wouldn't you be better off with Theresa May's deal or a marginally improved Theresa May deal if she can get it?
Let's be very clear. Theresa May's deal is and was the worst deal in history, and quite rightly, the members of Parliament have put it in the bin very comprehensively from where it should never come out again. You know, it was an appalling deal. So let's scrap that. We've got just a matter of weeks before the end of March, and we should be preparing full steam ahead to ensure that actually everything is organised so that there's the minimum disruption so that we can move forward and leave on a managed no-deal basis, as Michael Howard, as you referred to earlier, suggested, and that can be quite easily organised. And let's just remember, it's only last week that the head of the port of Calais completely destroyed the main plank of this Project Fear Round 3 when he said that Calais will remain completely open, there will be no extra checks, no delays whatsoever. And do you know why he said that? Because he was suddenly worried about the competitive threat from other ports around continental Europe. That's how free markets and competition works. It's a great thing.
All right, and, you know, let's talk about the Michael Howard. He's talking about a series of small deals between the EU and the UK, you know, done very quickly between now and March 29th. He still thinks we could leave March 29th. And then talks about a 12-month period of no tariffs or, you know, tariff barriers, I think he was saying. My question, I think, Richard, is why would the EU agree to that?
Look, it's very simple. I was in Geneva at the World Trade Organization last week. There is a technical thing called Article 24, where both sides of a negotiation for a free trade deal can say, we want to have a free trade deal with low or zero tariffs. We need to take some time to organise the detail, but we can continue on that basis. And we should put that forward. It's not much different, actually, to the political declaration that the EU and the UK have already negotiated, which is completely separate to the withdrawal agreement. And the reason that the EU will accept it, actually, when it comes to it, is because, of course, they benefit so much more from exporting 70 to 80 billion pounds worth more to us than we export to them. And remember, What do the car manufacturers in Germany call the United Kingdom? They call us Treasure Island because they're making so much money here. They want that to continue, I can assure you.
All right, Richard, Tice, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Thank you.